What's up, guys? This is Dynamic Duos here, and today this is going to be a video with some MLB 12 to show gameplay. This is the game that was played last night with the Diamondbacks and the Braves. It was Trevor Cahill for the Diamondbacks against Tommy Hanson. And I went to this game last night, Wednesday night to be exact. And sorry, my throat kind of hurts from all the screaming. But we had great seats. But that's not what I'm here to talk about today. I wanted to explain, what all I experienced, what all we got to do, and, just my whole entire experience last night, and how I felt during it. So, it started out pretty good. My grandparents picked me up from my house. Me and my little brother went, and we took off. We got off, got onto the freeway, got into Atlanta. And just as we were getting ready to look for a parking, or pull into the parking place that was closest to where we needed to be at, our front right tire blew, and we had to pull over. And luckily, we happened to pull over right behind a mechanic shop. Now, the first thing that came into my mind when I saw this, scrawny little black guy, no teeth in his mouth, was like, okay, this guy's just gonna come over here and mooch off of us, try to get some money. And fix our tire. Yes, we did pay him, but he did help us fix our tire. He went and got a hydraulic lift and lifted our car up and helped us get our tire fixed, put the spare on. And he didn't really, look like he really wanted the money, but it was a nice thing for him to do. So we got the tire changed, pulled into the parking lot, and then we made our trek to the 755 Club at Turner Field, which is it's this building where we were at. We were kind of in like an office kind of place, and we were asking for the lady that we were supposed to be meeting that was going to be giving our tickets, and it almost seemed like nobody there knew who she was. Now, whether or not they were acting or they really didn't know who she was, I don't know. But it took her a minute to come down. She finally got down to us, and then we followed her, and we got on the elevator. All of us got on the elevator, and we went down to field level, and we were in this tunnel, and I guess it's the tunnel that goes around the whole entire stadium where they store, I guess, fielding stuff, like grounds crew stuff. There was a bunch of drinks down there in little boxes. I guess it's just kind of like a storage place. And as we were going down this tunnel, a really humongous, tall dude with a cast on, his arm in a sling and in a cast, walks up, and sure enough, it's Brandon Beachy. And I was completely blown away there. We were actually, I didn't realize it at the time, but we were actually in the tunnel that led to the clubhouse, to where the all the Braves players were at, or would be at, if they weren't out on the field during batting practice. So he stopped by, talked to the lady that we were with about what he was doing for rehab. We got to ask him a couple of questions, and then he went on his way. And then we made our way to the clubhouse. We didn't get to go inside of it, but we got to go up the stairs from the clubhouse entrance to the dugout, through the dugout, and into the dugout. So it was really cool, actually getting to walk through there, where the players actually walked through to get to the dugout. So I thought that was kind of cool. Nobody was really in there, except for a couple of, I guess, journalists, maybe some people that write columns or blogs on MLB. I didn't really recognize anybody sitting in the dugout, but we walked out onto the field, and they were hitting batting practice. All the big guys were up first: Chipper, Freeman, Hayward, McCann, Ugla. They all hit in a group, and then as they left off, or left the field, McCann tossed my little brother a ball. I thought that was really interesting. For some reason, he always gets the balls. He always gets, the practice balls thrown at him. I don't know why. It's not like he's some kind of cute little kid. He's, the devil, if you actually get to know him. But he always gets the ball thrown to him, and I don't know why, but whatever. I guess he kind of deserved it, since he didn't really want to go in the first place. But once, we got there and actually experienced what was going on, he actually started to enjoy it. I wanted to go, no matter what. So watching batting practice, saw all the big players. Martin Prado walked over, got to take a picture with him. I talked to him before, the last time we went, because we did the same thing, but we didn't actually, get to walk through the clubhouse and everything. And I believe this time we had closer seats than last time. But he walked over, took a picture with him. Michael Bourne stopped, talked to him for a minute, and we took a picture. And then the lady that we were with, spoke really fluent Spanish. So all the Hispanic-speaking players walked over, Prado included. Randall Delgado, starting pitcher, that just came up from AAA this year. Or not just, just now, but he came up from there in the beginning of the season. Juan Francisco, off the bench. He plays off the bench. He came over. Actually got to hold his bat, and my hands are still sticky from the pine tar that he had on that bat. I'm telling you, don't ever touch pine tar with your bare hands if you don't like your hands being sticky, because I've watched them about 5 times, and they're still got a little bit on them. But it doesn't matter. It was all worth it. She brought over Andrelton Simmons, the new shortstop that they called up after they sent down Pastor Nicky. He's really cool to be around. He's pretty funny, even though I didn't really understand a word he said. He thought it was funny, so obviously we all thought it was funny. So we took pictures with Prado, Bourne, Randall Delgado, the third base coach Brian Snitker. The former governor walked over. He knew my grandfather somehow. I don't know how he knew him, but we got to speak to him for a minute. He took a picture with my grandma because that was some kind of big deal. I don't really know why. And then, let's see, David Ross walked by, spoke to him for a minute. Matt Diaz, Jack Wilson, Eric Hinsky. The funny thing about Eric Hinsky is he's standing there getting ready to go hit, and he's got his bat in his right hand, and he's just kind of practice swinging. Every time he'd get to the point of contact, he'd be like, "Pow!" He'd look over me, and then he'd do it again, "Pow!" He looked over me, and I was like, "What are you doing, you dummy?" And then he finally quit that. So I didn't get to speak to Chipper Jones because the lady that we were with, said that all the important players on a hot day, because it was hot, it was really, really hot and humid down on the field, so I could see why they all would want to go inside. All the important players on hot days go inside after they hit their round of batting practice. They don't come out and field fly balls, or shag fly balls I should say, or do any infield anything, because they do that beforehand. So I was disappointed I didn't get to see or speak to, Chipper, Brian McCann, Freddie Freeman, Jason Hayward. But I did get to physically see them and physically be within, a certain amount of feet. And those guys, let me just tell you, comparing the Braves to the Arizona Diamondbacks players, the Braves are like big friendly giants to the Diamondbacks. Every single player on the Diamondbacks is like short and scrawny, except for Upton, who was, I think, is 6'3". He was, he's not intimidating, in size, but he's still pretty big. But the pitcher right now, Trevor Cahill, we were sitting. Let me show you actually. You see the MLB 12, the show little sign here. In real life, that's a SunTrust. But we sat 3 rows back from that. So if I could actually get all in personal with Montero there. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. I don't even know where I'm at. Oh, there we are. So 1 level, 2 right where these people are sitting is where we were sitting. We sat on the very end of the row, so right where the lady with the hat is, the man with the Brave shirt, the lady with the sunglasses on, and I believe that's a black woman, yes. We sat in those 4 seats, so that was pretty cool. We were really close to the field, and I had my glasses on because last time we did it, I didn't have any glasses, so I couldn't really, see anything clearly, and my eyes don't really see pretty well, or well at all in that. I can't see very clear from far away with just my regular eyes, so I have glasses for that. Put those on the whole game, and it was incredible. I could actually, make out the faces of everybody without looking up at the, Jumbotron. I could tell you who was playing in what position just by looking. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then the game gets started. Now, when the game got started, the coolest thing to me was seeing the ball being seeing the pitch coming from Hansen to McCann or Cahill to Montero, just being able to see the spin on the ball, or see the trajectory of it whenever they would throw like a two-seam or a sinker, if they ever threw one, you could tell the ball by you could tell it was tailing, you could tell that it was breaking away from the hitters, and even when they threw curveballs, you could see the action of the curveball really clear. So I thought that was really interesting to watch. And then when we finally got up to bat, Jason Hayward actually hit a home run on, I believe, the second pitch he saw, and that was really cool. Because just to see him swing and to see the ball jump off a professional baseball player's bat like that was incredible. Just to see, the power that he put into that swing and how fast that ball got out of there was incredible to watch. We didn't really have any, spectacular moments until the sixth inning. We did score a couple of runs on Diamondback mistakes. Trevor Cahill was all over the place. He couldn't really throw any strikes. From the third inning to the fifth inning, I believe he walked like 3 hitters. And then Chipper Jones came up in the sixth inning and hit an absolute bullet to center field that actually went out. So that was pretty cool. I believe I was the first one up out of my seat as soon as he hit it. I didn't really care. Normally I get kind of, I'm not exactly the type of person to show out in a public place, but when he hit that ball, in my mind I'm like, okay, this is the last time I'm probably ever going to see Chipper Jones play baseball in general, so I might as well show my support. So I was the first one up, freaking clapping, screaming, high-fiving people around me. We were going nuts. People behind us were drunk like crazy, and they were kind of annoying because being with your grandparents, they're 70, 71 years old, so they don't exactly, I wouldn't say they don't know what's going on in the generation, but they're kind of, they kind of don't pay attention to celebrity stuff and all that kind of stuff. And they're very kind of anti-language, like anti-cussing, I guess. So if someone said a word, they'd kind of turn around and kind of look at them and be like, what kind of role model are you setting for these young kids? But for the most part, they kind of just ignored it. But when he hit that home run, that was insane. It was an absolute shot. The whole stadium erupted. He was pumped up. If you actually go on MLB.com, I believe there's a video of it, and he is just, as soon as he hits home plate, he's, jumping around, high-fiving people, acting like he's, 21 again, coming up into the major leagues, 1995, winning the World Series. So it was a great experience. I'd love to do it again if we can. If I ever get the ability to again, I will definitely try to record some, maybe take some pictures. It's just now come to my knowledge that if I record anything inside of a stadium and upload it to YouTube, it could be in copyright issues. So I may not videotape anything, but I will definitely try to take pictures, and I will definitely record some outside of the stadium, when we get there, on the way there, after the whole game, and maybe sneak in a shot or two of video inside the stadium if anything important happens. But then again, I don't want to put my channel in copyright issues, but if it's worth it, then what the heck, we'll go for it. But I don't know, I'll have to think about it pretty hard. So yeah, it was a great experience. We won the game 6-4. Craig Kimbrell came in the ninth inning. My first time actually ever seeing him pitch in real life. Was absolutely incredible to see the difference of pitch speed from him compared to everybody else I've ever seen is completely different. I don't know if it's just the way he pitches, or I don't know, but just the way that he throws the baseball is completely different. He hit 97 to 99 last night, struck out everybody he faced. He was completely masterful, and everybody went crazy. And the best part of him was when he came in. They actually, nowadays they do reliever entrances whenever there's like a pitching change. And his song is "Welcome to the Jungle," and they've got Kimbrel in flame letters like everywhere, lit around the stadium, all on the little panels around the upper decks. And it was just insane to see everybody absolutely go nuts for him when he came in. And every time he threw a strike, everybody got up out of their seats, were clapping. It's a great atmosphere to go to a Braves game, and just experience that kind of stuff. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll definitely try to get more, or try to go to more Braves games and try to get some pictures taken or something like that. But hopefully you guys did enjoy it. I'm not trying to make myself seem like I can. I'm kind of like some kind of cool kid. I don't know any of the Braves executives. It wasn't me who we got to go. It's not like I have special privileges or anything. My grandma just knows the general manager and his wife, and they're really good friends. So they give us their seats every now and then when they're not gonna be sitting in them. Because Frank Wren sits up in his box, and we actually saw him. He actually waved down at us, so it was pretty cool. So yeah, and obviously it being a Diamondbacks game, it's not really an important game for him to be at. And then one last thing that I noticed, sitting in front of us, in the 2 rows in front of us, were scouts. Um, 3 from the Diamondbacks, and I believe 3 from the Braves. Or maybe they were all Diamondbacks. I couldn't really tell. Only 3 of them had Diamondback shirts, and they all sat on one row, and then the very front row were different, people with different shirts on. Maybe they were all Diamondbacks, maybe they weren't. They didn't really, I don't believe one of them said a single word until the end of the game. They all started shaking each other's hands. But they were disappointed, obviously, the Diamondbacks. Every time something good happened for us, we were up and cheering and clapping and everything. And they were just sitting there, long faced and all. But again, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time.